Hey guys, second attempt at this. Ryan Martin from Revive here. Just going to shoot a quick video about this poor boy Alfie Evans, because I've been getting lots of messages in my inbox about this. If I heard about it, I'm going to do a video on it. And to be honest with you, I wasn't, because this sort of story really winds me up. You know how I get very passionate about natural health, and how these things, the vaccine industry is just, in my opinion, and the research I've done over the last 10 years and the experts I've spoken with, Dr. Terry Tillard, Sherry Tenpenny, Paul Check, all these people, the vaccine industry is just evil. And this big cover-up that's been going on today about the hospital not wanting to release him, or not wanting to bring out his coma because they didn't want to release the evidence or tell people that it was a vaccine injury that's put him in there. Now, this is nothing new. It might be over here, and this is getting sorry, I'll speak a bit louder, no worries. This is so this is nothing new. If you look at the stats, I've posted them on the video. The vaccine injury, vaccine companies have paid out $3.8 billion in vaccine injuries, and this is just over the last, I think, 10 years. That goes without saying that once you've actually accepted that amount, you're not actually allowed to speak out about it. You have to sign all these waiver forms. I mean, there's great. I mean, Dale Bigtree, if you go and look at him, guy in America, going out and talking about this, and the amount of the film Vaxxed, you've got so much information out there, and people like to say, oh, it's all pseudoscience. Go and talk to the parents of people whose children have literally gone just like dead behind the eyes after having vaccines, or broken out into all different sorts of mumps, measles, skin rashes, have not been able to walk, the links of autism that are there, having talked to Dr. Stephanie Seneff. These are all top industry people in the industry talking out about this, and they've been talking about this for a long period of time. And obviously this has gone to the news, and the cover-up that's gone on is unbelievable, because, you know, these vaccine companies are worth billions, and they're one of the biggest taxpayers in around, you know, and they fund the defence industry. So there's lots of things going on here under the surface that people don't even want to tap into and talk about. And I'll get attacked and said, be told that I'm a quack, etc. It's like, well, look at the evidence. Vaccine. Causation isn't correlation, correlation isn't causation. Really? Go and talk to the parents of these people. You know, when does your brain kick in? You realise these kids have all been injured straight away after the vaccine, walking around happy, young, healthy, boom, and you inject poison into these kids, and this is what happens. You know, have a look at the ingredients. In fact, I've actually posted a few of the studies underneath. You want autism, you know, you want cancer, you want allergies, have a look at the evidence that have been posted. This is on PubMed. You know, these are things that regularly get that just get ignored. This is the evidence for this is unbelievable, and it's up to you. If I put, for example, carbonic acid, look at the ingredients of these vaccines: carbonic acid, mercury, formaldehyde, aluminium, aborted fetal cells, monkey DNA. If I put that into a glass and said drink it, or made you drink it, I'll get 25 years to life. But it's okay to inject it in your arm, in this immunity, this herd immunity. I said Terry Tillard's got all the charts that show you none of these vaccines stopped any of the diseases. You know, they did not. The diseases were coming down, and these vaccines got introduced at the end. All of them, polio, all these things are completely false. I mean, the countries that didn't get the polio vaccine were cured twice as quickly of polio than the ones that did. Loads of these things. Look at Jason Christoph's research into how the polio virus even started. All these things as well. They're all diseases of poor sanitation. These are third world country illnesses that we don't get. You have a look at America. Number of deaths from the measles in the last 10 years, 0. Number of deaths from the measles vaccine, 10 to 20. It's like, what the hell? You don't get these with vaccine. I'll tell you what, yeah, I'll give you all the vaccines in the world. I'll get you all vaccinated up, yeah. I'll send you out to Africa and say, go and drink the water in that ditch and see how those vaccines protect you. Good luck with that. These come down to hygiene, good health, having a strong immune system, not having an overabundance of toxins in your system, you know, or clean organic food, having the right amount of movement, hydration. These are all, and these are not what, didn't have these back in the day, the sanitation we've got now. And this is what a healthy young kid. These vaccines are terrible. It's like the measles outbreak they had a few years ago. All of them had the measles vaccine. And people that actually had the vaccine, they shed the live viruses. We, the unvaccinated, should be the ones worrying about the people who have been vaccinated. It's completely mad to me, and this has been covered up, and this is what happens. Poor little boy, and this is what happens. These things become mandatory now. You have to have them to go to school. You have to have them if you want to go in certain classes. Well, you know, this is going to start with the state starts taking over. And this is a bad. This is where we, as a population, as people, we take responsibility of our own health, you know, and we need to say, no, I'm not having those vaccines. If you go do your research, this is not me, don't believe me, go and do the research into them, and don't just look at the NHS websites and all the websites that have been funded by government and big pharma, etc. Look at the independent. I mean, scientists these days, they're modern day prostitutes. You can pay them to get any result you want. Okay, especially if they're on the payroll of these big companies like Merck, like GlaxoSmithKline, etc. What do you expect they're going to come out with? Studies that are going to tell you that the vaccines don't work? Of course they're not. In fact, all the whistleblowers in America that have come out and said this, they've come out from the CDC, the Center of Disease, in America, saying this. I mean, there's loads of people going into, and they know this is going on with autism, the links, the glyphosate, all these things. The body wants to be healthy. It doesn't need you to inject poisons into it, live viruses into it, okay? Absolutely, it's just madness, especially in today's world where we've got first world sanitation, you've got toilets that flush, clean water. If you're eating well, healthy, you get them out in the sun. It's just, I mean, who is it? Dr. Klenner. He got rid of 60 out of 60 cases of polio in 1940, I think it was, with just vitamin C. You know, and this was poor quality vitamin C. You do not need a vaccine. I mean, it's this madness to me. And this poor young boy, he's in a coma because of this. And what's going on? When are people actually going to start to understand? You know, if it happens to your child, then you might listen. That's what I say. Don't wait for it to happen to you. Go out and do the research. Speak to the people that have been through it. Look at vax. Look at the truth about vaccines. Go and look at the research by Dale Bigtree. Go and look at the research by Terry Tillard. Go and look at the research by Jason Christoph. Go and look at the research by Dr. Sherry Tenpenny. They've been researching this for 30 years. Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, I've got an interview with her on my podcast. She says that future populations will look back at this as like the old days when they used to drill a hole into your head to try and let the demons out. You know, this is absolute mad. Look at the ingredients. They're even putting antifreeze in these things. They're putting MSG in these things. They're putting sugar. Why would they put MSG in sugar? What, to get you addicted to stuff? It is completely bonkers. And I've gone off on one a bit here, and I'm just on a rant. But what a poor young kid going through this. I wouldn't wish on anyone. I have no agenda. I'm not making billions of pounds by this. In fact, I'm surprised I've even got 9 viewers watching this. I'm surprised I've not been taken off by Facebook saying this, because they don't allow a lot of the alternative people to come out and speak about this. You've got vaccinated children all the time. I get people always, Ryan, my kid's got this allergy. What do you reckon's happened? I always say, well, they've been vaccinated. Yeah. Well, there you go. That can't be it. Really? Were they fine before the vaccine? Oh, yeah. Well, what happened afterwards? They had the allergy. Okay. Like, this is happening. They get told by the doctors in white coats that don't actually know. I've got mates who are doctors. One of my mates who used to go, Matt, like, used to talk to me about this all the time. And I said, Andy, what's actually in them? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, well, there you go. Have a look and see what's in them. Do your own research. Don't believe me. Talk to the people. I'm gonna try and get more people on the podcast that have been through this themselves. Yes, you are allowed to refuse vaccines. In the UK, you can. In certain countries, you can get exemplary forms. There's certain ways around it. And even if you're American and you just want to spread out. I mean, your vaccine in America, the schedule is bonkers. Like, I mean, just go, honestly, great one. The truth about vaccines, the schedule. They think they give you more mercury in one of the shots, and they give you like another 10 over maybe another 5 over the couple of years. And one shot's got more mercury in it than is even meant to be allowed for an adult. It's going into a young. I remember one of the doctors out there even said one time, he said, you know what? I'll give £100,000 to any other doctor out there who will take the same amount ratio of vaccine that we give to a child as an adult. Not one doctor would take it. These are young. These are young. Well, have a look at all the things that are coming on right now, and they're saying that this is the reason they didn't want to release this information. So and look, I've been getting inboxes all over it. So have a look into it, and maybe it will be covered up even more. We don't know, but Alfie isn't the only one. Have a look into these issues and the parents that have gone through this. These parents aren't lying. There's no reason for them. No one wants to have a vaccine-injured child. They want to have a happy, healthy child that they can go and play with. No one wants them to be going through this anyway. So have a look at the research I've listed below. Have a look at the interviews with Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, with Terry Tillard. She says yes. Well, there you go. There you go. She says yes. Yeah, you can. Look, this is your body. Why should anyone be telling you what to do with your body? You don't need it. Vitamin D, vitamin C, all the things we've got, stimulating your immune system. This isn't going to make your immune system better. In fact, it's going to decrease it. Have a look at all the research. I said, Del Bigtree, truthaboutvaccines.com, Vaxxed. Go and look into it. And these are not people with tinfoil hats saying don't do these things. If these things worked, I'm not against... if it was a vaccine with pure vitamin B and vitamin C in it and vitamin D in it that was going to make you supremely healthy, go for it. But it's not, and there's a reason why these things are there, and it's billions and billions of pounds every year by these companies. And anyway, do the research, have a look into yourself. Don't believe me. If you think I'm a quack, that's fine. But I've been researching this for 10 years now, and I can just tell you what I've found and talking to the people I've talked to, and it just infuriates me that this young kid's got to go through this, because it probably won't be the same again. Okay, guys. Anyway, that's it for tonight. Wish you all the best. Do your research. Now, well, this is the thing. Social services. Why should the social services have any say on what you do with your child when it comes to that? If you're beating them up and whatever, not getting the child vaccinated. I'm friends with. What website are you talking about? What did I mention? The truthaboutvaccines.com, vax.com. There's quite a few. Just look at Dr. Sherry Tenpenny. She's done, I think, 30 years of research into this, and there's so much out there. So, you know, I just think it's awful for parents to have to go through this, for the kid himself to have to go through this, and it's completely avoidable. Completely avoidable. And just go on drmccolo.com, have a look at that. The quack that's got 10 million hits every day on his natural health website, the biggest health website in the world, and look at Dr. Edward Group from the Global Healing Centre, I think the third biggest natural health website in the world. Look at all the research these guys are putting out. It's just, it just, you can't argue with it. People want to argue with it and say it's anti-science, which is complete nonsense. We're all for science. We're just for people being healthy. We've got no agenda. We just want you to be healthy. I don't want you to be sick. I don't want your children to be sick. I know how bad it can be being ill. It's not fun. Anyway, guys, I'll leave that up there. I'll leave all the research underneath as well, the links to it underneath. And if Terry, if we want the charts with the vaccines, it proves where the vaccines come. Thank you, Stacey. It's not. I think people just need to go through it. Once you've been destroyed by the health industry yourself, and you find your way through it naturally, and you start digging down the rabbit hole and seeing how far it goes. You know, the Matrix. Take the red or the blue pill, and I'll show you how far the Matrix, the rabbit hole goes. You start digging in, and you start understanding. There's 5 food companies that run the world, 90% of the world's food supply. Why is that? Why is Monsanto spraying these crops with Roundup, GMO crops, vaccines? But there's bigger things behind this, okay? To keep us basically devoid of thought, devoid of stepping out of the structure, not having our own independent life and our own energy, being able to be easily manipulated and controlled, to keep you, well, all this new AI stuff's looking out. There's so much research out there, you know. It's a million and one things, and you can start going into Michael Tazarian and even looking into people used to laugh at someone like David Icke. And everything he said's come true, or most of it anyway, is in terms of what they're doing with the trying to get how Facebook and Google are taking over things. So anyway, I've gone off on one a little bit here. Look into the research with the vaccines, guys. Anyway, as always, stay happy, guys. Stay healthy. I hope this maybe has hit a few nerves out there, especially the parents out there that, or maybe parents to be, that are thinking about vaccinating their children. Read into it. Lots of research out there. If you want me to point you in any directions, give me a shout. I've got my podcast. There's a couple of episodes on there with Dr. Sherry Tenpenny and also Terry Tillard. Have a look at www.reviveyourself.co. Lots of articles on there, and look at the links I've put on here, and it will give you insight. But as I said, Del Bigtree as well, truthaboutvaccines.com with Ty Bollinger and vax.com. Okay, guys, have a great night. Stay happy, stay healthy, and let's all pray and send love and wishes to Alfie and his family going through this tragic event, and everyone else that's gone through vaccine injury. Lots of love. Bye bye.